Hi everyone, my name is Camille. If you don't know me, you probably don't, and welcome to this video. So I am currently a undergraduate junior at Boston University, and I'm getting my dual degree in psychology and public relations. And I've honestly been trying to make this video since freshman year because I wanted to give some prospective students, whether you already got in or considering applying, some insight as to what the culture and just my personal experience is like at Boston University. I've had a great time, and I do want to just preface that like everything I say is entirely my experience, so I suppose take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, I have some like online questions and also some questions from my friends that I will get into. And of course, just comment down below if you have any questions. I'm like completely happy to answer. So first I'm going to address the workload. BU is a pretty rigorous school just in terms of academics, but I will say the workload is definitely contingent on whatever school or major you're in. So for me personally, I'm getting my dual degree, and basically what a dual degree is compared to a double major is when you have two majors in two separate colleges. So the way BU works is there's a bunch of different colleges within Boston University. So like the College of Communication, which has the journalism major, the mass communications majors, and the film majors. So that's one school. And then the College of Arts and Sciences, which has a bunch of other majors. And since I'm doing PR, which is in the College of Communication, and psychology, which is in the College of Arts and Sciences, it's a dual degree, and that also means you need extra credits. So you actually need 160 credits as opposed to 128 credits. So I have to overload. That's it. That's my long way of saying I have to overload, which means take 20 credits instead of 16, so 5 classes instead of 4. And so that's why I've had difficulty with the workload. But again, even if you are taking 4 classes, it can be difficult. I know like pre-med is incredibly rigorous. Other majors are also incredibly rigorous, but I will say I've been able to manage in my experience, and there are definitely resources for you if you're having difficulty managing. The second question is, are the professors approachable? I would say for the most part, yes. It depends. Again, since it is such a big school with so many different majors and such, it is very contingent on what major you're in, and everyone's experience is different. For me, I mean, some classes it is difficult to build up the courage to talk to professors just because, well, first of all, some people are just shy. Like I'm just shy in general, but also like I've been in a class with 350 people, so it's different, you know. It's just a different experience. Like there's a line after class to talk to the professor. But I have created really positive relationships with a lot of my professors, which has been such a great experience. A lot of the professors, specifically in my experience in the College of Communication, a lot of my professors have given me like incredibly valuable insight to the professional field. The next question is, how do you manage balancing academics with other extracurricular activities and my social life? I'll say for this one, it's a tricky balance, you know, it's a balancing act. Freshman year, I really struggled. Like, I always say there's like a triangle for like, well, not a triangle. There's like 3 things I needed to balance freshman year. It was like social life, academic, and extracurricular life. I did that as one, and then sleep. And basically all of freshman year I was, you know, valuing social life and academic and extracurricular life, and then I just like didn't sleep at all. Like seriously was getting 5 hours of sleep. Well, that doesn't sound like nothing, but it was so bad because I had 8 a.m.s and stuff. I was going to bed at 2, waking up at 7, and I was just so sick all the time. So it's a balancing act. It takes a while to get into it if you're me. Some people are totally good at it. I just struggle with like balancing things because I don't like to say no to any social events. It takes some time. I feel like I've gotten into the groove, but I would just say feel it out. Don't be too hard on yourself. Like it's okay if you're like, oh wow, this week I was way too social and I've kind of put academics to the back of my mind. Especially if you're a freshman, like it takes time to understand your rhythm and the way you work. So I wouldn't be too hard on yourself. Genuinely just like give yourself grace, but also just, you know, try different strategies. Like for me, I found that like allotting Sunday to be my entire like academic day has worked really well for me, where I just like grind out a bunch of academics. The next question is about internships and research opportunities. And I will say there are so many resources on campus to help you. So for my experience, again, I am in the College of Communication, and we have like a career center, and I've met with counselors or advisors many times working on my LinkedIn, trying to find an internship. There's just a lot of support helping you find an internship. And likewise, there's actually a summer study abroad program that I've participated in that gives you both class credits and a guaranteed internship. So I went to Dublin and I got 8 credits, which is really valuable because, as I mentioned before, I need a lot of extra credits for my dual degree. And I got internship experience at a nonprofit in Dublin. As for research, I'm a little less involved in it just because I haven't researched for psych yet, but I do know a lot of people who are researching on campus, off campus, at the medical campus. There are so many research opportunities, and you can also get funded for your research through a program called UROP. I'll link stuff about it down below. I don't know much about it because I haven't participated in it, but yeah, there's definitely opportunity. The next question is like the availability of resources like libraries and study spaces and academic advising. For academic advising, for me, in the College of Communication, it is really, really accessible. The College of Communication has just so many advisors and so many resources, and so I would say it's amazing in the College of Communication. The College of Arts and Science, like, I have never met with an advisor from the College of Arts and Sciences because it's just like it's very confusing on how to like figure it out. And so I just tend to like meet with my comm advisor all the time. So I would say for the College of Arts and Sciences, it's a bit more confusing in terms of like accessing advisors and such. And for libraries and study spaces, there's a bunch on campus. I will say during finals week they fill up, and it can be really difficult, like genuinely difficult to find a place to study. Like I've studied in the dining hall because there's just not much space. During like a regular week in the middle of the semester, you'll be able to find space in the library, and there's just like a lot of accessible study spots, whether it be like a common room with tables or to study. Like there's spots scattered all over campus. The next question is, how flexible are professors when it comes to things like office hours, meeting, adjusting assignment deadlines? Again, this is entirely contingent on what major you're in, because I have a lot of friends in like computer science and data science who say the deadlines are like super strict. But for me, I'm in, you know, PR and psych, and I think there are a bit looser because it's a less standardized form of submission. Like it's not just like an online problem set that you're submitting. And then for office hours, I have been really lucky in my experience. If I can't make it to office hours because I have work or another class, teachers will literally go out of their way to set up a private meeting with me, which is just so kind. So I personally think that teachers are super flexible and really just want to help you. So the next question is going to be about like campus culture and such. So how would I describe the campus culture at Boston University? I don't think I could, because I just think there are so many different facets of campus culture in general. There are just so many people. Like it's a massive school, but it doesn't really feel like it, but I mean it is. Like I have no idea how many undergrads we have. I would say between 15,000 and 20,000. So it's a big school. So you can't just like describe the campus culture in one word. I have heard this thrown around, and I think it would be like the closest thing to describe it, like independent. I think there's just a lot of people who are just, you know, comfortable with themselves and functioning by themselves, doing things by themselves. And I think that would be like the type of person who goes to BU. You don't have to be super independent though, of course, but I would say like generally people are very independent, comfortable doing their own thing, and content with it. So my favorites, social event or tradition at BU. I love lobster night so much. I think it's so fun. I don't know if you've heard about it before, but essentially lobster night is, they get like thousands of lobsters, just BU dining services, thousands of lobsters. And basically like you just go into any dining hall on campus and you just, sorry, I got a notification. You just eat the lobster, and there's butter, and it's just, it's so iconic. It's so fun. And sometimes they have like a little poster with like you can stand in front of. I'll insert a photo here if I figure out how to do it. It's an iconic photo. But yeah, I love lobster night. I don't really frequent these much, but I know the hockey games are, sorry, I don't even know if we have a baseball, no we do have a baseball team. I know the hockey games are super popular. People love it, like the Bean Pot every year. I've never been, but I know people love it. So there's a big hockey culture on campus, and I know a lot of my friends like go to all the games and such. The next question is about like making friends and how easy it is to make friends, and I'll be so honest with you, I was so worried about this going into college because it is so frightening. It's so scary to just go into a new environment not really knowing anyone. And I will say, like, I think it again depends on person to person, but for me, I definitely it takes some time to maybe find the people that you really click with. But even in the first week of school, people want to make friends, so I didn't have any trouble finding people to hang out with and people to acquaint myself with. Maybe they weren't the friends that I kept this far later into campus, but some of them were. So I think friends are a difficult subject, again, because everyone has a different experience with it. But I think if you just try to do a lot of things. And I know it's so easy to get burnt out. I was so burnt out at first. So you need to remember to take care of yourself as well and give yourself rest. But just try to do like events if you're invited to them. Go to the welcome week. Like I went to welcome week. And I don't know. But also, you know yourself best, and like take care of yourself, because in such a time of so much adjustment, it's so important to genuinely look out for yourself. Sorry, I use my hands a lot. The next question is, do students usually like congregate and stay on campus, or do they explore the city? Totally depends on the person. Just because there are so many people at BU, everything depends on the person. So if you want to stay on campus, you can totally find a group who would want to do that. If you want to explore, you can also find a group who would want to do that. But for me, I think it's a mix of both. Freshman year, I was really like on campus. I think it's just I was acclimating, I suppose, to campus in general, so I was kind of like always on campus. But definitely like more this year, I have explored a lot more. I love walking. I mean, it's like what, 20 degrees right now, so it's not the best for walking, but when it's nice out, walking into the city, walking to the common, so it's just, you know, walk. People do whatever. A lot of people love to explore different food places. In Alston there's some, Brookline there's some. The arrows, I'm sorry, the pointing's not doing anything. But yeah, you can do whatever. You'll find people who will want to do it with you. Also, I just want to mention, there are so many schools in Boston, like higher education institutions, so many. So it's really cool because you can just also meet people from different schools, and like on a night out, if you're like in Alston at the frats, you'll meet people from so many different schools, and it's just fun, you know. It's really nice to like be able to escape the BU bubble for a second and, you know, meet people from other places. The next one's asking about safety, and I think it's a pretty like nuanced topic because I do feel safe on campus, but there are sometimes like bad things that happen on campus. Like there were some burglaries on campus. It's just like, it's a city, there's so many people living, like it's a metropolitan, so like there's just so many people all the time. So, you know, you just have to, I think being diligent and being careful is like incredibly important no matter where you are, but especially in a city. What is my favorite study location? The library. I pronounce it Mugar Memorial. I know some people call it Mugar and get mad at me. The library, because it is very central in campus. Like after I go, a lot of my classes are in the College of Arts and Sciences, which is also central, and after I get out I can walk a minute to the library. Oh, the dining halls. Oh, I totally missed that. The dining halls, well, as a junior, I'm kind of not pleased with any of them, just because repetition, you know, ruins the good and the fun of food, and food is often repeated. But Fenway Dining Hall, I don't know if it's like popular now, because it used to be like a little bit niche, but I feel like everyone goes there now. Fenway Dining Hall is the way to go, you guys. Like Fenway, they make stuff to order. It's a good time. If you need a good rejuvenation, go there. Yeah. Warren Towers is not the best, I will say that. I don't like Warren Towers. Meeting friends. So again, I met my friends like in completely different ways. I met one of my friends
at online orientation, but like we didn't really talk until we recognized each other in anthropology class, and then we became friends there. I met one of my friends again on the street. We were both lost and we walked to the location together. One of my friends was my random roommate, Bella, love her. One of my friends I met through online orientation and then at Splash, and then I met her, and then I met my other old roommate through her.
So you find people in so many different ways, and it's awesome and it's sweet, and it feels so good when you click with someone. So yeah. if you're feeling anxious and you're looking, please don't give up. It can be really isolating and lonely, but you just have to like remind yourself other people are going through the same exact thing. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it was like at least a little bit insightful. If it's not, I can make another one. You can ask questions down below. I am more than willing to answer, and I'll be happy to. So thank you guys. I hope everyone is doing okay.